Hello and welcome back to another episode of Saving Scunthorpe, and we are in the FA Cup quarter-final, and we've got a huge game in this episode. So it's not been too long since you were last with us, only a few weeks have passed. However, we did get past Plymouth and into the 6th round of the FA Cup, where we have drawn a Premier League team. But before we get into that, we are currently 12th in the Championship. We have reached the 50-point mark. However, despite being 12th, we are still only 10 points above the relegation zone. A shout out has to go to Oxford United. However, 9 points from 37 games. Unfortunately, 4 of those were against me. However, they were relegated on the 24th of February, which has got to be some sort of record, I would imagine. If you're happy to hear about that, I don't know. If you're happy to hear that we're up in 12th and in the 6th round of the FA Cup, please do leave a like down below. Comment what you think we can achieve in the final few games of this season, and when do you think we can get promotion to the Premier League. Certainly not going to be this year. Subscribe if you are enjoying the content, and let's have a little look at what we have got in this episode. So we were last here for the 1-1 draw with Leicester, and after that we had a 1-1 draw with Cardiff, a 3-0 loss to Hull City. However, don't really know where that came from. We just kind of randomly took a batter in there. And then we bounced back, a 1-0 win against Plymouth, as I mentioned, in the FA Cup 5th round, which saw us through to the 6th round, of course. We then had a late turnaround against Reading. We were 1-0 down, they were dominating, then we just went all out. And in the end, their keeper had an absolute nightmare to allow us to score our winning goal in the 95th minute. And then most recently, we had a 1-1 draw with Ipswich, which unfortunately was them getting the late equaliser. So very easily those two games could have been flipped, and we could have had the draw against Reading and the win against Ipswich, but it wasn't to be. And in this episode we have got West Brom, who are currently 18th in the league, and our FA Cup game is against Arsenal away at the Emirates. So as usual, I'm going to say it, the nice part is we're guaranteed a nice payout out of this game, and who knows, we might be able to go there and upset them. Let's have a little look at what they're doing there first in the Premier League. They've won the last 3 Premier League titles. We are going to be up against it. However, they are going to be on the back of a game against Bayern Munich in the Champions League. So you never know what we might be able to pull off. But let's go and play West Brom first. Our lineup against West Brom, we've got Izagirre in goal. A back four of Forker, Doy, Nallo and Malmgren. We've got Julian and Batista as the holding midfielders, with Bartosz on the right, Camponier on the left, Rodriguez in the number 10 and Tezgel up front. Nallo plays a free kick short to Malmgren on the left hand side, forward to Batista, and he's going to bring it out to the right hand side. Finds Bartosz, who manages to keep the ball despite a tackle, and that's a bit of a loose ball from Julian to try and find Rodriguez. However, it's not. Julian's won the ball back. I'm completely lost for words at the moment. Rodriguez through to Bartosz. Tezgel puts us 1-0 up. And that means my awful bit of commentary has got to stay in. Corner kick for West Brom right on the edge of half-time. Irving sends it in towards Jojo, who sends it over the bar. And that is going to be a 1-0 lead for us at half-time. And it's been a pretty even game from what we've seen so far. We've had the clear-cut chance. And we're going to tell them not to get complacent, and hopefully we can see out a win and gain momentum headed into the Arsenal game. Bartosz has picked up an injury, unfortunately, so we're going to bring Rodriguez out to the right-hand side, and Perkins will come on in the number 10. Hopefully that's not too bad of an injury. Potential lower leg. Doesn't sound very nice. Nallo is going to come off for Ramsey, and then Forker's going to move across into centre-back, just because he's picked up some sort of knock, and we really want Nallo fit for the Arsenal game. More changes come in. Camponier's coming off for Chambers. Batista's going to come off for Russell Denny, and Chowdhury on for Julian. Those are all people we definitely want fit for Arsenal, especially the 2 holding midfielders. Revivo with a throw-in for West Brom. Irving plays it back to Milner, and then it's back to Revivo. Irving outside the box, forced backwards to Ekdal. But then Weigert to Irving, finds Giles in behind, back to Irving, and it's 1-1. We are 10 minutes left on the clock and we need a winner. A 1-1 draw. In the second half, it was really West Brom that controlled the game. So in the end, we've done quite well to see the game out and get a draw. I think that's clear to see that at the moment, that was our strongest 11 that started. And we need them to turn up big time against Arsenal. Just a couple of changes heading into the Arsenal game. Rodriguez moves out to the right-hand side, replacing Bartosz, who is injured. Perkins takes Rodriguez's place in the number 10 slot. Jarnason comes in up front instead of Tezgel, mainly because I'm thinking if we can get late on with a 0-0 or something, Tezgel could come on and try and exploit some tired legs. But we've got a long way before we get to that point. Kumu with a throw-in for Arsenal. Going into this game, they only made 3 changes from the team that played against Bayern Munich. So they are very much taking this game seriously, and they already lead 1-0 through Saka. That's not the start that we wanted. Corner kick, Martinelli sends it in, and 2-0, and we're less than 10 minutes in. Oh dear. Well, we might as well go a little bit more attacking now then. Well, we've not had any further highlights as we reach half-time, and we've not had any shots so far. So 2-0, and it's looking very unlikely that we even get a shot off in this game at the moment. If we can get a highlight of us attacking, I'd be quite happy at this point. Kumu with a free kick for Arsenal. The bright side is 60,000 people here. I think it's 60,704. I don't know if that's a sellout for them, but it'll definitely be a nice payday for us. Saka finds Walter to his right. He cuts it back to Saka and then out to Rice on the edge of the box. And across the day, back out to Walter on the right-hand side. And then Rice, ball over the top, finds Saka. Transfer across here, plays it back to Walter. Campogna gets a foot on it, but not for long. João Neves, today, forward to Martinelli, and he makes it 3-0. Well, it was coming. Izagirre with a free kick from the back. It finds Batista, and then Julian clears it forward, but it's only to their centre-back in feet. And then Rice back to Saliba, and Arsenal back in control of this game. Saliba to Walter, inside to João Neves. What we will look at doing now then is we'll just fly through to the end of the season, because I don't think there's anything really to play for. We're not close to the playoffs. We're not really close to the relegation zone unless we go on a bad run after this game. Martinelli on the left-hand side pulls it back to Day. João Neves to Saka. That's 4. And that is time to make some changes. Julian off for Chowdhury. Russell Denny on for Batista, because we're going to need those two in some coming up games. And we'll send Tezgel on for Jarnason and Bree on for Forker. Mainly because, for some reason, I've not played Bree a lot and he's lost quite a bit of sharpness. Rodriguez sends a corner kick in. Tezgel was there. Doy was there. But 50p head, it's over the bar. Ramos with the corner kick for Arsenal now. Bree heads it away, but we gave away a penalty. I think it was Bree pushing Walter just before he headed the ball away. And it was actually Doy. Not that it matters. It's 5-0. Saka's got a hat-trick. Rodriguez heading the ball back to Van Heck. And then Arsenal playing it down the wing, finds Garnacho in behind. Ramos hits the post, hits the other post, and Izagirre makes the save. So we do lose 5-0 to Arsenal. We have 7 shots in the end. I don't know how much that matters because none of them were on target. We had 2 blocked ones there. Let's have a look at where our shots were from. There was a couple inside the box. It's one of them. We lose 5-0 to Arsenal, but also they are 3 times in a row Premier League champions. We can't be too unhappy, can we? And looking into it a bit further, they're actually also the reigning Champions League winners, the reigning FA Cup champions. So they did win a treble last year. So even less reason to be unhappy about that. As I say, we've not really got anything to play for unless anything disastrous happens to us. I don't think we'll be catching up ahead of us at all. as long as we can pick up another couple of wins, we'll be safe. So we'll probably just come back for that Bristol game at the end of the season, a little season review, and we'll head on into the next season. If you have enjoyed that, please do leave a like down below. Comment what you think we can achieve next season. Let me know what positions you think we need to improve on. Let me know what players you think need to be sold. Subscribe if you're enjoying the content, and thank you very much for watching.